This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 248 of This is the G Podcast. Yes, what's up? So many people in the building, man. So many familiar faces and voices on this show, man. I can't wait, man. You know, and as we tape, it's pregame for Georgia versus Texas. So we got to hurry up and let Vi off this. Biden is still getting heat for pardoning his son. And Drake's petition against UMG, Spotify, and others for They're Not Like Us. It looks like it's going to court. And we'll talk. We got a special guest or really a friend of the podcast on the line. Talk about this thing going to trial or going to be heard on December 20th. So it looks like the date is set for December 20th, and we'll find out more whether or not this thing is really going to, I guess, grow wings and fly. And real quick, Kirk Cousins is struggling in Week 14. If you live in Atlanta, you know what the talk is around the city. And Vi and I have been talking about it kind of offline, so we're not going to burden you with that all podcast. And I got to give it up because I've been hard on these guys. The Hawks have won 6 in a row. Amazing. I did not expect it. They finally got beyond the LeBron curse last night, beat the Lakers. Sorry about that, Brad. I know you're on the West Coast, but, you know, the Lakers are struggling.
You got us. You guys got us.
and, you know, it's the final stretch all of 2024. Only 3 tapings left. And, again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on This is the G Podcast. Each week we recap your news, politics, pop culture, and that piping hot tea from the one and only. Y'all give it up for Tanya B.
I'm back.
Tanya B, you like the weather? You happy?
I'm back. No, I could have stayed in Boston if I wanted 20-degree temperatures.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, Georgia people, it's like they got everything wrapped up. The pipes, the trees.
We got better air, though. Better air.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And cheaper cost of living. Yes.
Yes, cheaper oil. Absolutely.
That's enough to come back.
Yeah. And got to say what's up to Talib Shabazz in the building. Talib.
What's happening?
By the country commentators in the building. By, what's up, man?
All right, bro.
And if you're watching the podcast, you can see he's got all Georgia, man. Just doing his
all Georgia.
His all Georgia thing. So we're going to see
all
today. And we tape on Saturday morning. So we're taping ahead of Georgia and Texas. And, you know, we're taping ahead of all the, I guess the pre-college playoffs. So we'll see how that turns out. I am going to ask you at the end of the podcast your prediction. It's going to be out there, Vi, because the show airs on Sunday.
I'm hoping.
So the game would have been played, so you got to get it right.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, you know.
They're not.
I'm hopeful, too.
Hey, I'm not cocky and confident.
Oh, I don't see. You know what? I've been kind because you know what?
What?
I went for Texas. I picked Texas this year, so I can't be cocky and confident either. So yeah,
I ain't cocky and confident. That's for sure.
Nope, it ain't that kind of party. This game, not at all.
It is not.
Special guest, man. I gotta say what's up. He's fam, music industry vet, man. Render. We call him Brad though. We're gonna call him Brad this every time he's on the show. Render Brad Davidson. What's up, man?
What's up, Brad? What's up?
Good morning.
And I will say this, because this brother has chops and I respect it. He's one of the few that I'll let on the podcast by phone.
Thank you, because I didn't want to mess up the vibe with freezing, and I didn't want to mess it up.
Hey man, let me ask you a question. What is up? Every time I have somebody on from the West Coast, they say, "Man, my internet." I mean, what is up? Is Newsom not giving y'all the tools you need for broadband?
Listen, well, for me, it's where I stay, and I even have Wi-Fi extenders.
Wow.
I know, and it'll still sometimes it works just smooth sailing, and then sometimes it's buffering and stalling.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for taking the time because as we tape,
Thank you.
It's still early morning for you. So thanks for getting up on a Saturday morning.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Hey, let's get right into it. Mike's off this week with the clip, so we're just gonna jump right into the situation, man. So let me go ahead and hit the drop.
News team, assemble!
It's time for the week in news with Syracuse Mike.
You know, Syracuse Mike is off this week with clips, but I got to jump right into the question, man, before we get into some other things. You know, the music industry is really waiting on this December 20th hearing to find out what's going to happen with Drake and well, not necessarily Kendrick Lamar, but Drake and UMG. And I really appreciate the fact that you took time to come on today, Brad. Brad, you know, when you first heard about this, and give us your honest opinion, man. You're an industry vet. You know, you worked the record side. You know, you worked for Jive Records. Am I correct? You know, you came out of that system.
Sony.
Initially, yeah.
Sony.
Yep, I worked there. Yep, then I worked at a lot of places.
A lot of places. So you've kind of seen you've seen an overview of how companies work. Okay. So when you saw this and you heard about it, what came to mind? What were your first thoughts?
First thought was, who's on Drake's team? And they are not helping him make the right moves. That was my first thought, because this is hip hop, and it's you know, following the suit is like being a Karen and calling a popo. Yeah. To me, it's the same thing. And so what you're doing, Drake, is you're confirming what the song is about. You're not like us. No one would do that, like in hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, where's the "there's no crying in hip hop" guy? It's just a mussy move. It makes him look like a mussy. Like, dude, put out hits. You're the biggest pop star in the world. You and Taylor have been running the game for the last 10, 15 years. Yeah, yeah. It's one battle that you lost. I don't think Ether ruined Jay-Z. I don't think Hit 'Em Up, you know, eventually we know what happened. But that song in and of itself didn't ruin Biggie's career. His fans still loved him. I just think these are all the wrong steps. I do.
So let me ask you, when you look, you remember the Eminem case with Benzino back in the day in Source, right? Does it compare, or is it different?
I think it's different because I don't think Benzino was really, you know, I mean, he was never a real big
rapper.
He was never a real rapper. She said
he never achieved. It was almost like Eminem should have been like, dude, we're not in the same league, bro. Like Eminem, you know what I mean? Yeah. Eminem could rap, you know, circles around most. Yeah. So it wasn't the same. It you know, I think back to, like I said, the Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac. What else? There's been a few over the years, but to me, this one really reminds me of when 50 was the hottest guy in the game, and he went out of his way to try to destroy Ja Rule's career. It made it such that it's not cool to like one, you have to like 50. And in this case, in this battle, at least for that particular period, it's much cooler to be on the side of Kendrick, at least at that time. I think it would have been over by now had it not been for Drake continually, you know, kind of showing his feelings and I think he's still a way bigger pop star than Kendrick, like way bigger. If I had been in his camp, we would have had a new album out by now with hits, with smashes. I'm sure he's got smashes in his repertoire that are just sitting there. He blows them out of his nose in the morning. He's got all kind of hits. Like, that's what he does. Yeah. But it's, to me, it's just him and his crew are just like digging the hole just deeper and deeper and deeper. This whole suit thing is not going to win him any new fans. Yeah, that's not in hip hop. I don't care what happens. I don't think it's going to make its court. So December 20th is like the preliminary hearing or something?
Yeah, I think it's a preliminary hearing. I'm hearing the date December 20th. Tanya B had her. Tanya B, go ahead.
Okay, December 20th. Who wants to go to court the week of Christmas? This is not going to go any further than we're going to have a continuance, come back next year. Hopefully, Drake will just pack his bags and go back to Degrassi Junior High, because he's giving us junior high vibe the way he's acting.
Yeah, that's it.
But let me kind of frame what he's talking about. He said, you know, there's been false inflation of not like us by the industry, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, I'm not even the target. I'm not the demo, okay? And I knew the song was big. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no,
it's not like this.
I mean, it's huge. It's massive.
A nice catch. I mean, you can use it for anything.
Anything.
It's not like that.
So Drake is saying it was manipulated by UMG to benefit the company financially. The other thing is the RICO charge, where he's saying, these companies are scheming with each other to bring him down. He's saying deceptive business practices. He's claiming UMG engaged in deceptive business practices by misleading the consumers about the popularity of the song and suppressing Drake's music. I mean, this is what he's saying. And he's also saying, basically it's false advertising. He argues that UMG's actions constitute false advertising as the company misrepresented the popularity of Not Like Us to consumers. And, that's why I was asking Brad. I mean, and I agree. We're on the same page, man. I think this could hurt him more than help him. And I agree with you 100%, Brad. And I want to hear from Talib as well. Tanya B jumped in, Talib and Brad, and of course, Vi. Vi probably from a consumer standpoint, but Talib and Tanya B are from the industry strong as well. I just have to say, dude, all you had to do was make a project. and it's almost like Brad's got, I mean, Brad, were you exactly correct? Drake has two audiences. He's got the pop audience and he's got the black, the hip hop. And, and correct me if I'm wrong, Talib, and Brad, you can jump in here too, but I know Talib, you play it. You're still a DJ. Some of it is applicable to that pop market only, and some of it is hardcore or core black. Am I correct in saying that?
Definitely. I think the thing that what really puzzles me about this whole thing is the fact that he's basically saying that UMG has committed payola.
Pretty much.
But that's, but that we all know that, time buys are a thing.
Yeah.
So are you mad when it happens against you, but you're not mad when it happens for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're dealing with the hypocrisy. There are songs that Drake has had that should not have been at mainstream radio like it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was definitely inflated by UMG to make it seem like these songs are more popular than they are.
Yeah.
This is an industry practice that's been going on since the industry has been there.
Yeah.
Pay for play. So now you're mad at it? I mean, it's the hypocrisy of it all, really. And again, yeah, it's a pussy ass shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you're losing, you lost the battle. So what?
Yeah.
Make another record.
Yeah.
Make another record. And I'm just saying, I don't know why Drake, that the project that he put out right after all this started happening, where it was like a greatest hits, and there should have been. This guy can drop new music whenever he wants. Yeah. He's got access to studios. He's got access to producers. He's got access to writers.
Yep.
So what are we really talking about here?
So Brad, let me ask you, do you think the industry is going to pay attention and make change based on this?
Based on this? I don't know, but I wanted to just say one thing, is that how could he say that this is some kind of effort to suppress his music? Spotify just came out with their most streamed artist. I think he was number 2.
Well, yeah. Part of the petition mentions the fact that a lot of his people were fired at UMG who were pushing his projects. You know that?
Oh no, that happened all over the industry.
Yeah,
that happened all across the whole industry. Yeah. The whole like the same people. Like all of he's so misdirected. That's why I'm like, who is on your team, bro? Yeah. Interscope staff got fired, which is the label that Kendrick is on, and so did Universal's. They got it's just it's like mass consolidation going on right now. So the same people that you saying your people got fired, so did the people at at Interscope.
Yeah.
It all happened actually around the same time. Universal let go of a bunch of people, and they started folding radio promotion departments into one another. I mean, it's just been a bloodbath across the whole industry. But it's like, dude, and then, Talib, to your point about the hypocrisy, he's saying that Kendrick defamed him. Dude, you said Kendrick's wife had a baby with somebody else. Like, come on, man.
Exactly.
And how do you take these things to court? Do you try to prove to the world that you're not a pedophile? Like, come on, man. It was just a line in a song. I don't think anyone thinks Drake's a pedophile. I don't.
Yeah.
Who thinks that?
I don't think anyone really thinks that. It's a what do you call it? It's a beef. It's it's a battle. I think people see it for what it is. But I'm gonna make a statement. It seemed to me like his mom. This is something your mom would do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious, and I'm just gonna make a prediction. I bet his mom does his mom still play a role in his career? Drake.
Well, I tell you that when he was beefing with Rick Ross said something about his nose, Drake getting a nose job, and his mother. There was an actual interview with Drake saying that his mother called him and was like, "Why did you fix your nose?"
Yeah. But this is almost like when it's like when you get beat up and your parents get involved. This is almost like, and I'm not saying she did it, but it feels like I agree with you 100%, Brad. That's one of the things I really didn't think of, because anybody in the industry would have said, let's forget about this. Let's move forward. Let's do what we got. Let's put our best face forward and squash it, because we have enough. Go ahead, Tanya B.
I think you just brought something up, Brad. You talking about Talib about his mother. Let's talk about his father. He's probably listening to his dad, and that's the last person he need to listen to. Yep. I wish people seem to forget that his brother, his dad's brother, is the legendary funk-based master Larry Graham. Larry Graham ain't got nothing.
That's why his dad looks like that.
Yeah, his dad looks like Larry Graham.
They got that same mustache.
Yeah, they're brothers. But it's like you got Larry Graham, who's about his business, and you got drunk uncle from the picnic who got his Steve Harvey suit off layaway, and he's out here chasing young girls and thinking he can keep up with his son. And no tea, no shade. Last time I checked, his father was not a music business authority.
Yeah. So and that's why I mentioned this feels like a family thing, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Brad, because it really doesn't feel like anybody from the industry would have done this.
I don't think anyone.
Go ahead, Brad.
Go. To me, it looks like I said. To me, what he's doing is he is proving, he is confirming what the song is about. Yeah. When most of it on the surface was just insults, which is what happens in rap. And I don't think anyone was really, really just, saying that Drake was not a part of the community. Now he is actually confirming to me, in my opinion, he's making it seem like he's not, because that is such a bad move. And it's like I said, it's like, this is hip hop, man. What you doing? Yeah. Come on, let's just keep going. Like, was Jay-Z any worse off after Ether? I don't think so. I mean, at the moment, everyone was like, ooh, he got him. But that was it. And it was over. Forgot about it. The only thing I will say, though, is the stars really, really aligned for that song. Who would have imagined, I'm sure when this whole thing started, that Kendrick could take the Blackest Holiday and turn it into You're Not Invited to the Picnic moment for Drake, but he did. But again, that's over. I mean, it's over. I think he could have been done, put out, like T said, he could have put out so many hits by now. That's what he does. He just drops hits and just keeps putting them out. Where are they? What you doing? What you waiting on? Come on, let's go.
Hey, I'm country commentator Vi, and then I'm going to Talib. You had your hand up. Go ahead, Vi.
Yeah, as a consumer, you lost. We really like that song, You're Not Like Us. So, as far as we're concerned, yeah, they played that song because we requested it. We want that song. So then when we were loving your music, then nobody sue you. Basically, you saying, to me, it's like he can't admit that he lost. He can't admit that the guy just done better than you. Not saying he's better than you, but he done better than you in this battle. You lost this battle. And move on from it. Like all the other rappers, when they lose their battle, they just move on to something else.
Yeah.
You're making this battle worse than what it is, because you bringing it back up. Like you said, you're proving his point. You're not like it. And that's the only song everybody talking about it. We're not talking about the pedophile stuff. The only song we talking about is you're not like us. And you just bring it back up. Because what rapper sued another company for saying y'all playing his song too much? Ain't nobody sued the company and said they playing your song too much. Yeah. I mean, aren't you serious?
And they should.
Hey, real quick before I go to sleep, I got to ask you, Brad. Do you think the consumer even gets these allegations? Do you think they get?
No,
we don't.
No,
we
not
don't
at all.
get it. We don't.
No.
We
don't care.
We don't care.
Yeah. Go ahead, Talib.
Yeah, it's rare when a song comes out that changes the lingo. And for the name of this song to be what it is so applicable in these times that we're in that it changed the lingo. Right. Not Like Us became a rally cry. Not just for hip hop. I mean, it's everything. It's Kamala Harris saying that Trump is not like us.
It's everything.
What I mean? It's so yeah. When a song like that happens, you can't stop it. The momentum is on its own.
Yeah.
Yes. And here's the thing too. How many of those? Kendrick put out projects dissing Drake. But you don't hear none of those other songs. Like you hear, there's two songs that you hear from this beat.
Yeah.
It's the first one that he dropped, that Kendrick dropped with DJ Mustard and Future. The Like That song. And you hear Not Like Us. I mean, you heard other stuff in the midst of that battle. But at the end of the day, there's two records that you hear from Kendrick. And there's no records that you hear from Drake. So obviously that means that you're not putting out enough music. Because really, had he come, like the joint he did with Sexy Red right afterwards, where he used the BBL Drizzy, that I gave him more respect for that. Because that's him saying, well, really? Okay, that's what you're going to do? So yeah, I'm going to take that and I'm going to own it. I like that when it comes to this battle stuff, the more you stick your chest out, the more, we can talk about.
That's right.
You still have a leg in this whole thing.
Yeah.
The fact that he came back, I gave Drake respect for the fact that he didn't just take the first song on his chin. He actually did come back. He put some thought or paid somebody to put some thought into some lyrics to come back on this. So, but yeah, it's just what he's doing now. It's just for what?
Yeah, so true.
What?
And what about he clobbered Meek Mill?
Yes.
He beat Pusha T. And it's like, dude, you win some, you lose some. That's the way it goes.
Yeah,
that's it. Let it go.
Mike Tyson lost.
Right.
Get paid and keep it moving.
You don't see him crying.
Right.
Playing me, myself, and I. Come on, man.
Hey, Brad, I'm gonna give you the last word, man, on this. What do you think? December 20th is coming up. What do you think is coming down?
I don't think anything's going to happen. I really don't. I mean, well, come on, man. What judge? I just don't. How do you?
Right.
I just don't. First of all, how are you going to prove these things?
Yeah.
Like, where is this discovery going to come from? I'm trying to use my Law and Order degree right now.
Yeah, exactly. Where's your standing?
Right. Where's your standing? Right. Thank you. Where's your standing?
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to go anywhere. I don't even know how they even got as far as they're about to get. But to me, it would suit him well if it does go away.
Yeah.
Like, if this thing drags on, it's just going to make him look worse and worse and worse.
So true. Yeah. Y'all give it up for the one and only Brad Davidson. Render Brad.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, man.
And you know what other thing I want to say about this whole thing? At the end of the day, what Drake is really just doing, of course, he's making himself look like seventh grade, yes. But the more he talked about this, the more he's making other people, including UMG, making them a whole lot more money.
Yeah, so true. So true. Yep,
and
so
if
true.
he claims he's trying to get up from under his contract, this ain't the way to do it.
No.
Yep. Y'all give it up for Brad one more time, man. Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Brad.
man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming
Thank you
in.
for having me.
Man, how can people connect
Anytime.
with you? Because you're still doing your thing on the West Coast. I know you're working with Nabate. You still work with artists. How do people contact you? How do they reach out?
F as in Frank and Nancy G Girl Music Biz is my Instagram, and my name Render Brad Davidson, Facebook. You can find me.
Oh, you don't want them on Facebook, man.
Okay. I'm old. I know. I'm old. Yeah. You can find me on IG then.
Are you on Blue Sky, Mr. Davidson? Blue Sky.
I am not.
Yeah,
No.
Good suggestion, Tanya B.
I ain't up on it, but I need to be up on it, I'm sure.
Yes,
We'll get you there. A lot of people from the A-listers to the F-listers like me, they have gone to Blue Sky Social. So that's where you can find me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. West Coast, Brad, get you some rest, man. Enjoy your Saturday.
Thanks.
Take care.
You too.
Well, real quick,
too.
you got anybody in the NCAA football game? You got anybody?
The Georgia Texas?
Well, yeah. We can go Georgia Texas. Who you got?
I'm going with Georgia.
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah.
I got you. Appreciate you, man. Take care.
I used to be a Georgia guy. All right, guys. Have a good Saturday.
Take care.
Have a good day.
Peace out. Peace, man. Oh, yeah. Good to hear from Brad, man.
Yeah, it's always good.
Good to hear from Brad. Good stuff.
And he makes it make sense. He makes it make sense.
Yes, he does. Absolutely. So, Mike wasn't on this week, so I want to go ahead and just jump into this.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tanya B.
Tanya B is in the building. And Tanya B, this is the last report we're going to get from you this year? Because I know you're going on holiday.
Well, you know what? Since I was gone for Thanksgiving, I'm going to stay planted.
What?
I'm not traveling at Christmas. At Thanksgiving, trust me, it was enough. No more.
Were you in the Hamptons?
At a white party? No.
Just asking. All right. So what you got, Tanya B?
Just real quick, I know there's all this big foo-foo about the new Tyler Perry movie, The 688, starring Kerry Washington. I want to say shout out to her because she did get her start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this week. And this is a story of Black women. They were called WACs, the Women's Army Corps. I actually knew somebody who was a WAC. And they helped these men keep in touch with their families and blah, blah, blah. And they sorted over 17 million pieces of mail. That's a lot of mail. Go Palmetto, hello, in Georgia. And the rapper Big John, his grandmother was one of the 688.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was there at the premiere with her. And I think it's just interesting that after all this time, these women, are getting some due because they took mail that was rotted, that was molded, and they were treated, I'd say, in made to work in inhumane, if there's such a word, conditions. So I'm just glad that, this is happening. Of course, it's in movie theaters now, so they can become eligible for the Academy Awards. But December 20th, remember what date? December 20th, Netflix. It will be on Netflix. And just, shout out to Tyler Perry. He's going through it. This big, to do with the movie. There's somebody tried to break in his house. By the time the cops got there, the thugs were gone. But it looked like it was that international theft ring that's out there in Hollywood because of what they found, including, phones and all kinds of things you used to break into houses. And then just found out this morning that I think his name is Mr. Mensch, the guy who's the president of Tyler Perry Productions, was killed in a plane crash. So shout out to, terrible time to lose anybody. But I think, the Guardian, they gave this movie a bad rating, and the Guardian can go kick rocks because it went Variety and Deadline Hollywood and the Reporter give you, thumbs up. I think this will be good. I just hope it's not a 3-hour movie. But if it is, I'll still sit and watch. And I'll support
what I heard, Variety said it was the best Tyler Perry movie.
Exactly, yeah. So the Guardian is like, look, the Guardian wants you to give them money to read the content, so who cares about that?
Yeah, they want clickbait.
Exactly. And one thing I do want to say that we didn't talk about that I just come to my attention, Tommy B. I want to say prayers up to singer-songwriter Montel Jordan. The party rockin' anthem, This Is How We Do It, still is, I'm sure Talib, you'd agree, still a banger today.
Yeah.
He learned the business. He wrote Nobody's Supposed to Be Here But Deborah Cox. And he just celebrated his birthday last week. And then he also shared that he was diagnosed with stage 1 prostate cancer. But because it's stage 1, early detection is so important. we just wish him the best. Prayers up, love and light to him. Because he and his wife, Kristen, if you ever dealt with Montel, his wife, they are just the nicest people you ever.
I've heard that over and over again. Is he in the ATL, by the way? Is he in Atlanta?
Now, last time I talked to Kristen, she said they moved up to Tennessee, which is like an hour and a half away. But he's been a praise and worship leader in his church for years. He might do a show here and there, but he was smart with his business, so he doesn't have to get out there and work like some other people do. So we just wish him well. They're just good, solid people.
Good stuff.
And inquiring minds want to know, we got to talk about this. Cardi B, people saying she's going broke, the house is going to foreclosure, blah, 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 blah. But she claims that she spends $3 million a month. I don't know on what, but that's another conversation for another day. And she claimed that she recently turned down $65 million to tour because she said, I got money in the bank. I'm financially stable. She said she's more stable now than she has been, but that's debatable. But
let me say this, Tanya B, and I saw the article, and I'm going to make sure we post the article on the podcast notes. She's doing, what do you call these deals?
The brand deals. Like she was
and
doing,
you know what?
Yeah.
Who's not doing brand deals? So
exactly.
I don't think, I mean, I think fans are saying, well, you do more brand deals than music. Wouldn't you?
If you could get paid that kind of money, not have to go to the studio and pay for all the costs that it takes even now still to put out music, she can lay in bed and get paid and do nothing.
I look at these major movie stars doing more commercials since COVID. I mean, what's his name? Ryan Reynolds is doing Mint. I mean, he owns part of the company.
There was a time when people got shade for doing those things. Not everybody wants a brand endorsement. Everybody wants a brand deal. And then the thing about it, you got people like George Clooney and people like that had been going overseas doing these, and we never saw the commercials. So it's like, you know what? I just say, if that's how you get your bag,
do your
along
thing.
the path of least resistance, and go ahead and do it. Because the thing about it is, Cardi B's endorsing these brands that her audience gravitates to and support. So why not?
Didn't she? What's it called? Shine? I can't even remember.
Sheen. But even when she was doing that other one, she said, I forgot what it is. It's something like that. But it came from overseas, and she's like, y'all ain't getting your clothes, and you're not getting your wigs because COVID had started and nobody was getting anything.
Yeah.
But she's got 3 kids she got to take care of. She got a husband that don't really have a job, and he can't even babysit anymore. So, if that's how you make your money, so be it.
So true.
So be it. I'm not mad at it as long as she doesn't, mismanage things, and she has, unlike Drake, has the right people on her team.
Yep, there you go. What else you got?
Couple of things. Just remember that if you want to know what had happened, Jamie Foxx special comes on this coming week on Netflix as well, December 10th. I heard he's got a mini tour coming up, and he's got the movies and the TV thing coming. But one thing I'm waiting for, and this will not be a beat, December 13th, 12/13, Dr. Dre and Snoop are dropping the new album called Missionary. Now, I've heard some songs from the album already, and I'm telling you right now, I think Drake put out one of the best hip-hop albums of the year. But I think Snoop's going to give him a run for his money. I really do. Wow.
You think Drake... So you're saying Drake put out the best, but this is going to be better.
Lamar. No,
I just wanted to clarify.
Ooh, I had
Drake on the brain.
I had an AARP moment. I'm sorry, no. Kendrick Lamar put out one of the best albums of the year, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm with you.
Dr. Dre, long awaited, and I've heard some music from it, and all I can say is they ready.
Hey, let me say this. I was swayed by the Luther song alone.
Okay.
When I heard that, I said, "Oh, damn."
Wait, and speaking of Luther, don't forget the Luther documentary "Never Too Much" comes to CNN on the 1st of January, New Year's Day. So before you watch football and before you recover from after you recover from New Year's Eve, it's really good. One of my dear friends is one of the producers of this documentary, and it is, trust me, you always say you want more. I always say that the real story's on the cutting room floor, but this one will give you, a lot of insight because there were people who were actually in Luther's camp. He had good counsel, and you won't be disappointed. I really believe you will not be disappointed.
Good stuff. What else you got?
Let's talk. This is kind of something that goes back to this whole thing with a little bit with Drake and the whole mission gospel we talked about. The House, the Senate, Congress, and Uncle Joe Biden, they have already approved this TikTok bill. And if this goes, the Federal Court of Appeals is saying TikTok go away. January 19th, it could all come to an end. But what's interesting about this whole thing is that here we go, UMG again, Universal Music Group, one of the biggest, and I say the greediest in the world. They're accused of screwing artists left and right. And plus, they double dip because they all have an interest in ownership in these music streaming platforms. But, the artists wanted to stop licensing their music like almost a year ago. And then if UMG owns about almost 40% of the music industry overall, and now they're the ones that want more money from TikTok. And there are some folks that use TikTok as their main source of income. A lot of, the average creator, if they've been in there for a while, they can make over $100,000. And but just know this, if this ban does take effect, it will only, if you already have TikTok on your phone or whatever your device is, it stays there, but you won't be able to do any updates.
Wow.
That's the main thing. But,
I hope they can resolve it, though, because, what do you think, Vi? You like TikTok?
Oh, yeah, I love TikTok.
Just the average, the consumer, really and truly, I think more people have gravitated toward TikTok than anything.
What are the main reasons for getting rid of it?
Oh, Chinese spy,
because,
collecting American information.
That's what they believe, right?
That's what they believe.
But China sold it to them, they let it stay.
Tanya B?
Right, they have to have a non-Chinese buyer. So it could be, I'm just going to pull in, it could be Margaret Cho, who's still Asian American. Anybody could buy it as long as their name, are not the names that are on there right now as being, Chinese or residents of the country of China. They could just sell it to a Chinese American in this state.
If I Chinese, I wouldn't sell it neither, because we just greedy.
Well, my concern about this whole thing is Elon Musk, who owns X, is in the ear of the new administration. Plus, you got Zuckerberg has already met with the new administration, and they want TikTok gone. They really, because it's had impact. I mean,
that bid.
Yeah, it hurts their business. So I think there's a conflict. I think there's a conflict. I don't think you can get
TikTok and then Instagram and Facebook and all the other stuff.
Zuckerberg. Yeah. So for him, it hits him twice because he's got Facebook and Instagram. But and now they try. But the other thing is, if they do shut down TikTok and people are forced to go to Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, Zuckerberg's going to win anyway. Yeah. That's why you should go to Blue Sky. But it's interesting. What's interesting, Tommy B, before we got on, I reached out to independent artists that I know that are not mainstream indie artists like a Will Downing or a Shaka Khan or a Shantae Moore, Eric Benet. And what they said to me is like, I could care less because I haven't made that much money off TikTok anyway. What they did was go to other platforms. No. To do that. And the other thing is that, because of that, those people that have built their presence on TikTok, for instance, Jason Derulo, remember he made tons of money on TikTok during COVID. If you go to even Blue Sky Social or any other platform, everything you had is it's going to be erased. So they're going to have to start over. Now, if you're smart, you know how to get your audience to follow you, but there's still that process of them having to start to rebuild again. But I just wonder, you have these major artists that make a lot of money off TikTok. But like I said, then you got, artists that let's say like an Ice Buck or artists like even like Tanya Nolan, who's put out consistent records, but she hasn't really, broken through the ceiling, so to speak. With those people, get out. You're gonna have to get out there and start gigging some more because that's where the money is. There's no money in sales. There's no, you get parts of a penny from streaming. So the thing is, my advice to any artist who's on TikTok, build your audience, because you can go out and do a show with 500 to 1,000 people, and make your money consistently.
Yeah. And the whole thing is, Tanya B, and we move on to the next story, is loyalty. If you can build loyalty, you could go on and say, hey, I'm leaving, I'm going over here, and they'll follow.
And they will follow. It's just like I always said, shout out to the Godfather Go-Go, the late Chuck Brown. Chuck Brown could be in the back door of a barn. And if he told his people, I'm going to be there, you can trust and believe every Go-Go fan in D.C., Virginia, and even the ones in Maryland that won't admit it, they will be there, and he would sell it out.
Yeah, so
I think if they have built, the key to this is that if they have built their brand, then the people are going to follow him. You know, and that part, and Talib, I believe you'd agree, that is one of the most important parts of this whole process of being even an indie art, being an artist or a creator, period. If you have built your brand, because your brand is your business, they're going to follow you if you go to the back of the barn door just like Duck Brown did.
Yeah. What you got next? What you got next, Tanya B?
Oh, I got more. Oh, you want more?
I thought we were going to talk about YSL real quick. You want
yes.
Falling apart?
Yeah. Wasting my damn tax dollars. You know what?
Let's wrap it on that.
Yak Gotti, he got stabbed in jail. Was that a sympathy thing? I don't know, but I know Yak Gotti gone home already.
Yeah. So it's pretty much done. I mean, because from what I've been hearing is the final 6 have been separated from the case. I think the last 6 guys.
There's 11 of them, 9 or 11 of them left. But, you know, it's like the jig is up. You know, at the end of the day, like I think you had said earlier in the week when we were communicating, you know, just like these low-level drug dealers, you got to go get the big fish. Yeah. And I think they thought they would get to the big fish by taking this route, and it did not work.
No, it's all over. It's falling apart. I don't see this continuing. Yeah.
So I think just in the interest of the longest trial in the history of the state of Georgia, and the money that it has cost, and the fact that people don't want to be on a jury over the holidays, I think they're all gonna plead out, and they're gonna go home. Yeah,
so true. All right, real quick, you mentioned the fact that Jamie Foxx is coming up December 10th, his Netflix special. Speak No Evil. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, with James McAvoy. He was in Split, M. Night's movie. He is in Speak No Evil if you have Peacock. That just hit this week. And I don't know, y'all familiar with Coleman Domingo, the actor?
It's his year. It's his year.
Yeah, he's got a new show on Netflix, a series called The Madness. And I hear it's really good. That's on Netflix. So y'all
know what's interesting about him? For as long as he's been around, he's from Philly.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, he is now going to be the curator, and he definitely has a sense of style, fashion, and flair more than Anna Wintour. He's the head of the Met Gala. Yeah, so there's gonna be some interesting stuff on the runway, on those steps in 2025. You can trust and believe. But I just hope he brings a freshness to it. And, it makes it, to me, it hasn't been relevant for a long time, to be honest with you. I hope he brings back a relevance and also just some more DEI in that whole process. You know, because, you see the same people every year.
Every year. Yeah, good stuff. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and do this.
The Political Roundtable.
I got to ask, I know, I hide it. We have hidden politics. I mean, everybody's so burned out, but I got to ask, and I know Talib is winding up. Go ahead, wind up, Talib.
Wind me up,
I got to ask the question, and I'm going to start with you, Talib. Was it right for President Biden to pardon Hunter?
Was it right?
Or appropriate? I guess whatever word you want to use.
Okay, so let me just say this. I once again would like to thank Donald Trump for running for president, for exposing everything that is fucked up about this political system that we have. But saying that, is it right? Is it something that I would have expected? You know, somebody who was supposed to be as upstanding and as pro-democracy as Joe Biden was, you know, riding with Biden. I would have, to me, you know, no, I wouldn't have expected him to do that, especially after the fact that he's been saying forever that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But is it something I would have done that? Yeah, I would have done that. No, y'all can't have my son. Y'all gotta get a. Y'all gotta.
And y'all done kick me to the curb too.
Right. You know, again. I mean, but look at, you know, this whole. I'm not going to go into my soapbox about this political season that we were in. All I'm going to say is, Joe Biden. I don't have a problem with Joe Biden pardoning his son. I would like to have seen. I would have done it, and I probably wouldn't have done it to the extreme that he did. And that, if you know, that might be my only downside, excuse me, in what Joe did. Because now, you know, when you say that you're giving this guy an 11-year pardon for crimes that have been committed and known and not known.
Yeah. Yep.
No,
pretty
bro,
much.
No.
Okay.
You know, that shows that it's scandalous.
All right,
But
jump in, Vi. Jump in. What you?
Is he right? Is it right? No. Should he have done it? Hell yeah, he should have done it. If that was my son, and he did it for 11 years, because he knows if he don't do it for 11 years, the Republicans are going to keep coming at him. They're going to keep coming at him for no reason. So, yeah. So, my thing, I'm mad at the Democratic Party. When are y'all going to stop acting like y'all so damn righteous?
Right.
This man has done everything y'all asked him to do, and y'all had not protected his son. So he going to let y'all protect his son? Hell no. Yeah. I'm going to take my son out, because Trump finna pardon everybody.
Yeah.
So you think, the Democrats should say what I'm saying. Is it right? No, but I understand why he's doing it. We left him no choice. Don't be telling me he's wrong. The hell with y'all. Y'all done took the job from me. I done stepped down, and now y'all want me to let y'all put my son in jail? For what? We have lost president. We have lost the House. We have lost the Senate. What the hell I'm counting on y'all for? Y'all. I'm setting my son free.
We got it.
I can tell you, B. On that note, anybody who says different, is lying.
That's right.
Yeah,
they're lying.
They touched the point on Vi. There you go. Tanya B. What about you?
Everything they said. Like I said, look, anybody
Mine too.
Right. But I'm really, any other politician, no matter what their party affiliation, would have done the same thing that Uncle Joe did. The way he went about doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. And the thing about it is, he pardoned for 11 years. He better hope the Republicans don't, at the rate they're going. Yeah. And I said, because the Democratic Party has no balls. Let's just call a thing. You know. We could be in for Republican ruling, or dictatorship, whatever they choose to call it, for the next 12 years.
So don't say that.
If he's fighting for 11 years,
you know what?
If they can, they are going to come for him. Now, what he did, others have done that and worse and walked away with less than a slap on the hand. I get that part. If that's the case, if you look at all this crap that Trump did, his ass should have been in jail. Almost everybody that he is nominating has had some kind of criminal connection or criminal conviction or criminal record as well. So this country is going to be run by a bunch of criminals. So y'all better get ready and save your money and buy your eggs and freeze them. And I don't mean the ones that women, because they're about to be $10 a dozen. So it's going to be, you watch the price of Kirk Cousins going to Waffle House, he won't be getting scrambled eggs with his breakfast anymore because
leave that man alone. Damn, let him go.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and
he was doing good when he was at the Waffle House.
You know who I feel worse for in all this? Kareem. No, Kareem, the White House public news person, the person who had to handle the press conferences. What's her name? She was with Move On.
Yeah, but no,
Haitian. No, let me tell you why I feel bad. Let me tell you why I feel bad for her, because she had to stand there in front of all these journalists almost every week and say, "Oh, that's not going to happen." Oh, they have her on tape saying, and I feel bad for her. Because she was she was kind of put in a position where she had to report what her boss was saying. Right. And she kept, and I get that, but I really feel bad for her because it's like I would have gone the first day. I think she should have gone to his office and said, "Really now?"
Tell the truth.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I get what he did. But on the other hand, I think it's going to come back to bite him. And it's going to come back to bite. I think it's going to bite the party. I think, he's gone. He's done. But I think it's going to come back and bite the party. But you got to understand what he's dealt with. I think there's probably a little streak in him right now that feels like they were disloyal to him with the whole Kamala Harris and the change. So he said exactly what you said, exactly what you've all been saying. F it. Fuck it. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna protect I gotta protect
I'm gonna take my
kid. I'm 80. To 81. I'm about to 1 foot in. So it's like, look, I'm gonna do what I gotta do before I leave this earth.
Yeah. But you know what else?
But I do have to say this. But let me say this, and I'll give it to you to wrap it. I will say this. My only concern about this is when he had a chance to take care of Trump day one,
he should have.
In 2020,
yeah, he should have.
My question is, how much did the Hunter situation factor on you playing nice?
Playing nice.
So my point, because okay, I'm going to be fair for both sides. How much of that was, I'm doing this to get them off Hunter's back? And I have to ask that question. That's the only thing I ask. I said, hey, well, how much did you back off going after them to protect or to not give fuel to the Justice Department, because you waited 2 years. You waited almost 2 years to go after, with the recent Jack White situation, or the special counsel. So that's my question. All right, dude. So how did this impact your ability to go straight up after them? Because you didn't. I'm gonna leave it at that. Last word, Tanya B.
No, just when somebody keeps saying they're not going to do something as much as, I just call her Kareem. And by today, okay, they said thou dost protest too much. That meant they were going to do it, and they knew it when they said it. That's just my opinion. The other thing is, get ready, because everybody who is in jail, that's connected to the insurrection of January 6th, anybody connected to that is going to walk scot-free. I'm telling you.
I agree. And her name is Corinne Jean-Pierre. Corinne Jean-Pierre.
I got the first. Yeah. So I hope you to get a job that's less stressful, because she's about to have gray hair like politics will do.
Oh, Lord. Every day Corinne Jean-Pierre was like, oh, no, shut up. Yeah, quit asking me that. And now it's like,
he's like, that's all you got? I think she could have gone back to, yelling at people if she could have, but you can't yell when you're in that kind of position.
So true. All right, let's go ahead and do it.
Time to wrap it up.
All right, let's wrap it up, y'all.
Podcast.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do the wrap. Vi, you got your hand up. Go ahead. What you got?
I was going to say on Kareem, go ahead and be a sister. Say, look, y'all knew this man was going to part his son. So why y'all acting stupid and ignorant? Yeah, I said, but y'all all knew he was going to do it. So y'all going to keep coming at it. Y'all kept coming. So he did what a parent was supposed to do.
Gotcha.
I'm freeing my son.
I got you. Okay. Tanya B?
Let's talk about something different. Let's talk about food, okay?
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. I'll take this. For the first time in my life, on Thanksgiving, I went out to eat, and it wasn't, I don't get it. So, when Christmas comes, I will be here in my 756 Soul Kitchen. I want to do traditional dinner, and I'm going to do a seafood boil, and, food, when, it's like putting on lipstick. When you don't feel too good, get some good food. You might feel a little bit better. Make it
next week,
a little lighter.
You know what? Next week we got to ask you what you're cooking. We're gonna go down that route. How about that?
Okay.
I know you got it. I know you got it.
I have to say this to all those people out there that are struggling right now. The struggle is real. It's about to get realer. And how interesting that a lot of these programs that were put into existence, like to help people with their heating and and different utilities, something going on because the money's been frozen, and those programs are not moving forward right now. So that concerns me.
Okay. Shabazz, Talib, what you got, man? You on mute.
It sure is.
There you go.
Sorry. So, I got a couple things. I just wanted to say that the TikTok is really about the fact that the American government is there's an entity that is putting out more propaganda
than we are.
In the U.S. You know what I mean? And that's I mean, because I mean, the whole Gaza thing, that it exploded on TikTok. The Congo, dealing with the issues people have, how do I want to say it? The
just say
of today have a voice on TikTok, and the propagandist United States government does not like that. So TikTok has to go. That's number one. Okay. Number two, best Tyler Perry movie ever. Really? So he finally got one. That's
but you know what, Talib, in his defense, I'm gonna say this. I never defend, but I am. The Jazzman's Blues is a pretty good movie. That's not
I
bad.
never saw that one. I put that down.
Check out the Jazz Man Blues on Netflix. It's of all. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good one. Okay,
but I will say
Yeah.
I will say this: we have to start telling these stories.
Yeah.
No matter how insignificant or how unimportant or whatever the case might be, we have to start telling these stories of people like the 6888 because of all this CRT and book banning that's going on. If we don't tell our stories, they will not be told. Period. Thank you, Tyler, for that. I'm glad you got a good one. Tanya B, I'm coming over. This oil, I'm just telling you early.
Bring your own cup. Bring your own Tupperware. I am out of to-go containers.
That's right. I have my own to-go containers. Yeah, I got all my meal prep stuff. So I plan on getting at least 2 out of what I get.
Get in line.
I'm with it.
Hey, y'all, we love your thoughts. Right now, Castropolis.net should be up next week. Is back, but you can go to the QR code, scan it. It's on all of our socials. It's on the logo. You can choose the people poll, leave us a voice message, and all that is there. Again, we should be back up. We moved some things around. We're adjusting the look of it, so we'll have that back next week. Don't forget, y'all support the podcast. 25 for 2025 is happening. We've got a real hot item coming up, and we're going to talk about it next week. And again, you can check us out on Blue Sky. And that's it. I just got to wrap it up and just say, I'm going to go. I know everybody's giving their pick, man. I'm going to go with Texas. It's a concern, the quarterback situation, but I am going to go with Texas. As far as the Falcons and Minnesota, and I'm going to make this prediction, man, real quick. If Kirk doesn't deliver this week, I think Kirk might be on the bench. I'm going to say that. If he doesn't deliver in Minnesota, he might make it to the bench. In fact, that's a whole nother podcast, because I know you're cranking up for that. So one more thing, condolences to our good friend Ken Spear, man. He's a friend of the podcast.
Yes.
Former classmate, educator, lost his mom this week, man. Carolyn Kennedy in Piedmont, Alabama. Condolences to Ken and the family, man. And thank you, Ken, for all your support, man. And we support you in this time. So take care of yourself, bro. Thank you, Vi. Thank you, Talib. Thank you, Tanya B, for all you do, man, each and every single week. Appreciate it, man. Let me give you your props. Yes. Also, Brad Render.
What?
Render Brad Davidson. I love saying that name. Render Brad. All right. Y'all, with that, man, again, I hope you had a great holiday. I hope you are in the great spirits. And I agree with you, Tanya B. Take care of the folks who are less fortunate this season. Look out for them, man, and let's just hope that these programs stay intact 24/7, 365. And with that, episode 248's in the can. Peace, y'all. Power to the people. Take care.
Go in the kitchen. Working on my menu. All right.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. And This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.